Okay guys, so we're going to go through an ab routine. Now most people think you have to do hundreds of reps on abs, train them every day, all these other crazy things that you see going on. They're like every other muscle group, they need to be trained like every other muscle group. Frequency, but with maximum contraction, okay? Not hundreds of reps. My rep ranges are between 10 and 20 reps. It depends on how quickly they fail and how much tension I can generate in the abs. So I'm going to show you my regular top exercises that I like to do and talk you through the reasons I do them. So my first one is going to be a toe touch. So I'm going to come back, I'm going to take my feet up, okay? And my main energy here is to be expelled as I breathe out to crunch up. So I'm going to breathe in, stretch my stomach out, and reach for my toes. Breathe in. And you notice I exhale every time I contract the stomach, like I would do any other muscle group. I'm deloading the amount of volume there is in air inside the lungs and inside the diaphragm, so I can get a greater contraction out of my abdominals. So as I come up, pause in the contraction, come down, stretch the chest up so that it opens up my rib cage, gives my abs a stretch. Exhale, reach for the toes. Exhale, reach for the toes. Now, second exercise is going to be a V-sit, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hands behind me and find my balance level here, okay? So I'm going to extend the legs out and down and then contract up and forwards. There, out and down, up and forwards, out and down. Now you're not pushing off the floor with your hands, okay? These are stabilizers, okay? Just to stop you wobbling, these are stabilizers out to the side. So just really light pressure on the hands. If you do those exercises right, you're gonna feel masses of tension in the abs. You'll also feel tension in your rectus femoris and your hip flexors as well, which all tie into your lower abdominals to give you that nice tight taper down through the abdominal wall. Okay, so moving on from those two exercises, we're going to go into an oblique crunch. Okay, now I use this every time I do abs. What we're going to do is going to lay down flat on our side. Make sure that we are directly onto our hip and laying flat across that quad. And I'm going to take my front leg, my top leg in front of my bottom leg here. Arm is stretched out, and I'm going to take the other arm over my head, fully stretching so that I can stretch those obliques, lifting the chest out every time I contract, okay? And as I come up, I'm going to lift the leg and the upper body up until I get a peak contraction in the obliques. Now, really important to notice, guys, is I'm not pulling on my head. Okay, I'm not pulling on my head or my neck. My arm is relaxed over the head. You can place the hand on the obliques so that you can feel that contraction. If you can come up with your leg any higher than that, more likely than not, you're bringing it up too wide here and you're using your glutes to pull it up, okay? So that's not what we want to do. Foot in front, okay, and we're contracting through the abs, the obliques here on the side of our abdominal wall. And I repeat that on both sides. And on this exercise, I usually aim for 15 to 20 reps. Notice I get that stretch as I come down. And there you have it, guys. An oblique crunch, basic and really effective if done properly. Okay guys, so the last exercise I do for my abs is a hanging leg raise. I believe this is probably a bread and butter of lower abdominal development. If you do it right, you're always going to feel it every time. So the way I do it is two variations. My first variation is a pause raise, okay, and my legs are slightly bent on this raise. So as I come up, I'm exhaling the air again and I'm contracting my abs. I come down, stop with my feet. Stop every time at the bottom. Now you notice there's no motion in the rest of my body. It's abdominal crunch. My legs are separated. I'm stretching the abdominal wall at the bottom. And my body's perfectly fixed. So that's the first variation of your hanging leg raise. You're really going to target it right. If you get that performance right, if you get that form right, you're going to massively feel it in your lower abdominals and actually all the way up your abdominals by the time you've done the other ones. So something to definitely include in every abdominals workout you do. The second variation of it is a faster paced motion. So after I've done my more contracted, more controlled work, I'm going to increase the pace and I'm going to get a little bit of hip motion as I come through with the legs. The legs are going to be straighter for this reason, okay, and there's going to be more reps involved. So again, I'm taking hold, and as I come up, I'm performing the motion faster, and I'm allowing a little bit of motion in my hips and pulling back on my hands slightly. You'll notice the pace is much faster, but once you're in the motion, you'll still be able to keep it controlled, just allowing that few inches of movement and that bit of body English. You're going to allow yourself to get your legs slightly higher, keep your legs slightly straighter, and exhaust the muscle that little bit further after you've done your really controlled contraction work. Those are my exercises that I use every time I do an ab workout. Never failed me. Hope you enjoy them.